Your feet together. Find a nice spot for you this morning. Feet together all the way. And Lauren, there's something unique about me today on my video. So feet together all the way, stand up straight, shoulders back, chin up, chest open. And let's begin. Go ahead and let your fingers all the way to the chin, thumbs touching your toe. And let's begin. Inhale. Taking in lots of air at the back of your throat as your elbows fall up to the ceiling, hold it to the top. And now exhale, drop your head back, look across the ceiling. Find one spot as you bring your hands together, wrists together, elbows touching way off your chest. Inhale. Dragging lots of air over the back of your throat. Hold it to the top. And now exhale again. Making that H-A-ha sound as you bring your hands together, wrists together, elbows touch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Try to slow down your breath. Get as much air as possible in those first 6 seconds. And exhale again. Now squeeze your bottom. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze your ankles to ground your feet a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's try 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. You can roll your shoulders around, loosen up maybe your neck if you need to. Hi, Lise. Good morning. All righty. Second set. Once again, ground your feet together all the way, heels into session. Go ahead and lift your fingers. You can put the opposite thumb on top if you'd like. It balances out left to right. All righty, let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows touch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let your ribcage expand as your lungs fill up with air. Drop your chin, elbows up, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And how about 3 more? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just final breath. Nice, big, full, deep breath. And exhale. Once again, relax your arms down by your side. You can roll your shoulders around, loosen them up maybe if your neck if you need to. All righty. Let's get ready for our postures, our asanas this morning. Half moons up first. Inhale, arms up over your head sideways. Interlacing your fingers, releasing your index fingers. Stretch way up out of your waist. Now go left and right. Up, out, over, up, out, over. Really loosening up your spine. And now go ahead and stop in the middle, please. Palms together all the way down the wrist. Cross your baby fingers really tightly and your thumbs as well. Stretch up way up out of your waist. Keep that length in your spine. Now go over to the right. Find a place that's comfortable this morning and just breathe. In and out through your nose for the remainder of class. If you ever somehow find yourself breathing through your mouth, you're possibly doing a little bit too much. Back off until you can, once again, breathe comfortably in and out through your nose. We're trying to stretch the whole left side of our body, starting up in our fingertips, gradually working its way down our wrist, our forearm, our triceps, our intercostal muscles, our obliques, into our left waistline. If you'd like to stretch a little bit more, breathe. Push-ups a little bit more, come on down. And change, so your come back up to center, adjust your grip. Cat fight, stretch up out of your waist, back up over to the left. Push your hip out to the right, and breathe. 0 is the tabby, the orange tabby. He's the oldest one. He gets picked on a lot by that younger one, Maynard. And sometimes he just has had enough. And sometimes he fights back. Breathe. But they don't do any damage to each other. Now this is stretching the whole right side of our body. Breathe. Coming up on the end, if you'd like to go a little bit further. And change. So reverse, come back to the center. Now drop your head back. Shake out your neck, loosen up a little bit. Get ready for our first back bend. Now stretch up way up out of your waist. Keep the length in your spine. Now go back. First, try to bring your arms as close as possible to your head. Then slowly roll your hips toward the front of your room as you look down your back wall. As you stretch back, go back, reach back, and look back. Breathe. And change. Slowly reverse, come up to the center, suck in your stomach, and slowly bend forward at the waist. Bend your knees if you have any back issues today. Hands come down to the floor, and now walk it out. Please do whatever you need to do to warm up whatever may be tight. The back of your legs, your lower back, moving your hips from side to side. As Kathy would like to say, prance like a show pony in the circus. Although I think most circus animals are freed now. Only the Cavalia show, I think, still has horses in it. All righty. Our first set of hands to feet pose. Feet together all the way, heels and toes touching. Bend your knees, put your stomach on your thighs. Try to wrap your arms behind your calf muscles as close as possible. Stepping on your fingers if you can. If you can't, just grab your ankles or grab your calves. Have your palms facing your front though. Suck in your stomach, lift your hips as you drop your head. And this first back to forward bend can be a little bit uncomfortable. So just take your time as you slowly lift your hips up to the ceiling, as you can use your biceps to pull your upper body down. The most important part is to incorporate your breath. Control your breath. Exhale long, inhale short, and just relax and let your spine breathe. Roll forward into your toes ever so slightly. Pull down, lift up, and change. Slowly reverse, come back up to center. And the arms float down by your side. Breathe. Second set, a little bit faster. Inhale, arms up. In, let your fingers release your index fingers. Stretch up, way up out of your waist. Now go back over to the right. Leading with your hip out to the left. You want to lead with your hip always. So you're stretching rather than just bending. One day, if you push up out to the left a little bit further beyond your level of flexibility, maybe you feel it in your left, all the way down into your left ankle. Oh. Keep pushing hips. One more place, stretch a bit more. And change. So the reverse, come back up to center. Stretch up, way up out of your waist. Keep that length. Now over to the left. Pushing up out to the right. Breathe. Keep your chin up so it allows you to breathe a little bit more easy. Upper body back, fingertips a little bit toward your back wall. So it opens up your wrist a little bit more as you keep coming on down, pushing your hips, making that final half moon shape if you can, and change. So the reverse, come back up to center. Now, our second back bend, I'll do it in profile. Stretch up out of your waist, and now go back. Try to first bring your arms as close to your head as possible. Then look for the back wall. Roll your stomach, hips, and thighs forward. Weights in your heels, and look back. Stretch back. Go back. Reach back. Way back. Arms back. Look back. Stretch back. Way back. Change to the reverse. Come up, back up. And slowly bend forward at the waist. When your hands come to the floor, now walk it out. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm still a little bit nervous about the status of things today, but hopefully I'll learn in time to just get over. All righty, our second set of hands to feet pose. Bend your knees, put your stomach on your thighs. Wrap your arms behind your calves. Get those elbows as close as possible, then get a grip. I like to cross my baby fingers. It gives me a little bit better of a grip. As you lift your hips, slowly drop your head. Breathe. Pull down at the same time you lift up. Exhale. 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 And change. So the reverse, come on back up. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. All righty. Aqua pose is up next. Take a step out to the right. Measure. It's always okay. Two tight fists in between your whole toes and your heels. All righty. Inhale, arms up. Arms are shoulder height, shoulder width, all fingers together. I can see. Put those fingers together, including your thumbs. Inhale as you exhale, bend your knees and sit down. Like you're sitting in a chair that's a little bit too far away from you. Wiggle your toes to make sure the weight's firmly planted in your heels. Keep your chest lifted. Chin up and sit down. Remember that reaching your fingertips toward, ooh, I sat down on Maynard. Change on the reverse, come on back up. High up on your toes. Oh. Yeah. Now, once you get yourself situated, if you want to stay up on your toes, it's okay. If you're adding on, engage your abdominals and slowly bend your knees. If you're coming down, come down onto the level of a chair. Heels way up in the air. Change. So the reverse, come on back up. And now drop your heels. Third part, come up a little bit, squeeze your inner thighs together, and slowly slide down. Like I said, if you're at home and you have a back wall close by, try going down the back wall, keeping your shoulders and hips in contact with that back wall. Stopping wherever you need to say to stop. I don't go very far anymore because of my knee. Change, little reverse, come on back up. Drop your heels, bring your feet back together, and arms down by your side. Breathe. That's Rosemary. She's my baby girl. All righty. Second set, take a step out to the right once again. Measure again if you need to. Find that footprint. Inhale, arms up once again, all fingers together. And I'll do it from the side. Inhale, as you exhale, bend your knees and sit down. Oh, like you're sitting in a chair, it's a little bit too far away from you. The more you can have your shoulders back, the more awkward it feels. Wiggle your toes. And change to the reverse, come on back up. High up on your toes, way up. And when you're ready, bend your knees. Hope you're watching my heels, how high they come up. And then only come down to the level where you can stay up, way up on your toes. Change to the reverse, come on back up. And now drop your heels. Third part, come up a little bit. Squeeze your thighs together. And then slowly slide down. You notice how you don't see me bending forward. I'm keeping my spine straight. My knees are leading the way. And then if your hips are all the way on your heels, you can bounce a couple of times. And now lift your hips up a little bit more off your heels. And change on the reverse, come on back up. Drop your heels, bring your feet back together, and arms down by your side. Breathe. Our final thing before our little water break is eagle. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Swing your right arm underneath your left. Twist your arms like ropes. Palms together, thumbs touch your face best you can. Bring your elbows down as you sit down, stay real low. And bring your right leg high over around the left. Wrapping the foot behind the calf muscle if it goes. If it doesn't, don't worry too much about it. Breathe. Squeeze, opening up all those major joints, which include your ankle, your knee, your hips, your scapula bones, your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. Change into your legs and your arms, palms touch above your head, left under right. Swing and twist it. Elbows down, sit down, stay real low. Left leg up over on the right. One side may feel considerably better than the other. It's pretty common. This side's my better side. As you can see, my toes peeking out behind my calf muscle. Doesn't quite do it on the other side, but at least it's starting to wrap a little bit more. After 10, 15 years, change under your legs, under your arms, palms touch. Right and left again. Sometimes it pays off to be patient with yourself and let your body open up at your own pace. Sit down. And right leg high over on the left. Squeeze. Upper body back. Bend your knees, sit down. Elbows down, so one day everything lines up underneath your nose. Change into your legs, under your arms, palms touching above your head, left under right. Elbows down, sit down, stay real low. Oh, left leg up over on the right. Squeeze. You see how everything's lined up? My wrist, my elbows, my knees, change under your legs, under your arms, palms touch over your head, arms float down by your side. Breathe. That's just something to aspire to. If you're not quite there yet, know that it takes a certain amount of time for our bodies to open up. Have a little water if you need to. And remember, if you're not having heat present where you're practicing today, make sure to modify your practice and take it only to a level that's comfortable for you today. All righty? Well, let's see how well we balance today. Remember, there's never Any judgment, do your best today. Standing forward to knee is first. Stand up straight, roll your shoulders back, chin up, chest open. Shift your weight to your left leg, inhale, pick your right, extend your knee, grab 2 inches below your kneecap, or round down and grab 2 inches below your toes. If you're used to kicking out in the second set, please right away start grabbing for your toes. That way, it becomes more common, more second nature. Just keep on locking that standing leg. Don't let that leg bend. And breathe. In and out through your nose. Keep your abdominals engaged. And we're halfway. If at any point you'd like to add on, you're kicking out, it's up to you. But just remember, the ultimate thing is to keep the standing leg 100% locked and engaged. If it ever starts bending, then you may be doing too much. For today, back off until everything slowly comes back into place. Coming up on the end, the last 5 seconds. And change. So reverse, stand up straight, shoulders back, chin up, chest open. Breathe. Shift your weight to your right leg, get up and bit left, extend your knee. Grab 2 inches below your kneecap, and once again, round down and grab 2 inches below your toes. Lock your standing leg. Engage that quad, engage those abdominals, and just breathe. Finding your one spot to concentrate on can make the intensity of this posture more relatable. Breathe, and makes the time go a little bit faster, and you can really focus on that one spot. We're halfway right now. Once again, if you're adding on, you can slowly, gently bring your heel to the front mirror. Once fully locked out, bring your toes back to your face, bring your elbows down, and then bring your forehead to your knee. Coming up on the end, last 5, and change. So reverse, come on back up, breathe. Second set's half the time. Once again, try your best. It's up to you. Once again, shift your weight to your left leg and up to your right. Extend your knee, grab your toes. Lock your standing leg. We're on the clock for just 30 seconds. If you're adding on, slowly, gently bring your heel to the front mirror. Bring your toes back to your face. Bring your elbows down. When they go below your calf muscle, then you can bring your forehead to your knee. Breathe. Almost there, last 5. Change, slowly reverse, come on back up. Breathe. Sometimes if you save a little bit of energy to come out of the posture as nicely as you go into it, that's the ultimate epitome of the asana. All right, let's try one more time. Left side, shift your weight to your right leg and up your left. Extend your knee, grab your knee, your toes, lock your standing leg. On the clock. Just 30 seconds. If you're adding on, please feel free at any point. Leg is completely locked out. Bring your elbows down. One of the things first is try to get your elbows to lock next to your calf muscle. That kind of solidifies this posture. As we come up on the end, last 5 seconds. Forehead to knee. And change. So the reverse, come on back up. Breathe. It's kind of hard looking at 2 different cameras and try to balance all at one time. Breathe. That was my fault. All righty. Let's move on today. Standing bows up next. Ooh. Bend your right palm up. Drop it down. Grab your ankle from the inside, then turn your body. Only your left shoulder should be visible. Left arm up next to your face. Keep it there. We're on the clock. You got 1 minute to kick and reach. Breathe. At first, it doesn't matter how far you come down, but kind of stretch that left arm way up next to your head. Keep it there and breathe. Maynard tends to like me on one leg. He kind of circles and circles. There used to be a fairy tale about cats running around, turning themselves into butter or something like that. Breathe. We're over halfway. The things you remember. As we come up on the end, you can slowly start coming down. Just make sure your foot's coming way up over the top of your head, at least to your shoulders. And your chin lands right there on your shoulders. Stretch forward and change to the reverse. Come on back up and drop your arm down by your side. Breathe. Left palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle from the inside and turn your body. Right shoulder visible in the mirror, right arm up next to your face. And on the clock. You got 1 minute. Breathe. Just kick, opening up the hip joint. If you keep your arms stretching up, locked out, engaged, then you don't have to worry about this whole right side. It's taking care of itself. And you can concentrate a little bit more on kicking back and up. We're halfway right now. Breathe. As we come up on the end, you can slowly start coming forward if that's part of your practice. And remember, stretch your fingertips forward. Chin will open up and land right on that shoulder. As your shoulder blades open up, come on down, kick up, and change on the reverse. Come on back up, arm down. Breathe. Second set, half the time. Right palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle, turn your body. Left arm up. And we're on the clock. Now kick and reach. You can go for it if it's part of your practice. The kids are having fun today with me. Stretch, kick and reach. Change the reverse, arm down. Breathe. Last side, left palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle, turn your body, right arm up, and kick and reach. Just 30 seconds. Sit, foot coming up way over your head. Breathe. It's like a menagerie. I promise we only have 4. Breathe. All rescued. And change. So your reverse, come on back up. And drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. Thank you. All righty. Time for balancing stick. Remember, it's not how far you come down. It's how straight your body is from your fingertips to your toes. So if your hamstrings are tight, and mine are these days, you may not want to come down as far. You want to keep everything in one straight line. All right? First set I'll do straight on. Second set I'll do on the side view. Inhale, arms up. Unless your fingers really shouldn't fingers squeeze your head. Take a step forward to your right foot on the toe, shift the weight. Left foot up off the floor and pivot. Leg up, body down. Squeezing your head in between your arms. 2 shoulders in one line, 2 hips in one line. Point your toes, lock your leg, and change. So the reverse, come on back up. Stretch up, lean back. Left foot forward. Right foot backing up. And pivot. Leg up, body down. Stretch. Point your toes, lock your legs, squeeze your head in between your arms, and change. So the reverse. And drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. Second set, I'll do it profile. All righty. Let's start again. Inhale, arms up. Lift your fingers, release your fingers, squeeze your head. Take a step to your right. Right. Left foot up off the floor and pivot. Leg up, body down. Stretch everything from your fingertips to your toes. Lock your toes. Squeeze your head and change. So reverse step back. Stretch up, lean back. Left foot forward. Right foot back and up. And pivot. Leg up, body down. Squeeze your head. Drop your left hip down. Right hip down, rather. Point your toes, lock your legs, stretch, and change. So the reverse, and drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. All righty. Take a step over the left side of your mat and towel. If you're not already there, let me bring your heart rate down a little bit. Inhale, arms up, separate leg stretching, palms together. Step out to the right, arms down, parallel to the floor. Turn your toes in toward each other a little bit. Suck in your stomach and slowly move forward. Chin out, shoulder blades back like you're swan diving. And for the first set, I always suggest that you take some time, if your hamstrings are tight or hips are tight, to just allow them to both stretch a little bit more gently. Try to keep your spine straight. That means you don't want to round your spine. You want to keep it straight. Keep your chin up a little bit. Shoulder blades back together behind you. If you happen to wear something with a logo on your back, it's normally right in between your shoulder blades. And you want to keep that area coming down, stretching forward. You don't want a rounded spine. You want to stretch spine. So if that allows you a little bit more to do that by having your hands not grabbing, feel free to do that. Sometimes you can grab opposite elbows. Breathe. Change. So reverse, come on back up. Bring your feet back together, arms up overhead. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. Second set, I'll do it in profile again. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Step out to the right. Turn your toes in toward each other. Pitch and toe your toes. It lifts your hips up to the ceiling. It really orients your hips forward a little bit more. Arms out and lead with your chin. Shoulder blades back, keeping your spine as straight as possible. Now try to run the hands down the backs of your legs, stepping on your fingers with your heels, keeping those elbows back toward your calf muscle and keeping your chin up. Sometimes if you round your chin and drop your head, it kind of rounds that upper back. Even just envision the space that you're creating between each and every vertebrae and kind of allow your spine to breathe. As you exhale and pull. Exhale and pull. Exhale, pull. Change to the reverse, come on back up. Bring your feet back in, arms up overhead. Arms float down by your side. Breathe. All righty. It's time for triangle, our big posture. Stepping over the left side of your space. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Step out to the right, big step, arms down. Right toes to the right, left toes in about a 45-degree angle. Suck in your stomach, bend the right knee, sit down. Sit down to the thighs parallel to the floor, and then go ahead and move your arms. Right elbow is exactly at your right knee, stretching your left arm up to the ceiling. You want to keep your wrists straight. Sometimes I see people with bent wrists. That kind of takes away from the overall vision of the posture. You want to stretch your fingertips, keeping everything straight, including your wrist. Chin's on that left shoulder as you sit down, opening up that left hip. Right elbow pushing the right knee back. And change the reverse, come on back up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out. Suck in your stomach. And now bend the left knee, sit down. Try and get the thigh parallel to the floor if you can. And go ahead and move your arms. Left elbow to the left knee, stretching your right arm up to the ceiling. Chin on that right shoulder. Breathe. Sitting down, stretching up. Everything in this posture is up. Nothing's downward. Only thing that's dropping is your hips. Change. The reverse, come up out of the lunge. Turn your left toes in. Bring your feet back together, arms up over your head. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. I will adjust my mat a little bit. Kind of went out of frame, I think. All righty. Second set. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch over your head. Step out to the right. Arms down. Right toes out, left toes in. Suck in your stomach. Bend the right knee, sit down. Go ahead and move your arms. Right elbow, right knee. Stretching your left arm up to the ceiling. Chin's once again on that left shoulder as you're looking up. Arms straight up and down if you can. Like at 6 o'clock on the clock dial. You want to see that triangle in between your elbow, your big toe, and your ankle, and also from your knee to your armpit to your waistline. And change the reverse, come on back up. Right toes out, left toes in. Suck in your stomach. Bend the left knee, sit down. Good, move your arms, left elbow, left knee, stretching your right arm way up to the ceiling. Once again, chin's on that left, right shoulder. Right arm going to the back wall. Left elbow pushing the left knee back. Straight wrist. Whoa. Sit down. Stretch up. And change. So reverse, come on back up. Left toes in. Bring your feet back together. Arms up over your head. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. All right. A couple more things before we get down to the floor. Standing separate leg forward to knee. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch over your head. Take a step out to the right. Lift your toes, pivot to the right side of the room. Adjust your hips and adjust your feet. You want both feet facing the same direction if you can. And about hip width distance apart. Stretch up, tuck your chin into your chest, and leave it there and slowly round down. Vertebra by vertebra. When your fingertips get to the floor, you can separate them a little bit. And bend your knee as much as you need to get your forehead knee contact. And try to orient your hips so they remain as level as possible. Breathe. It's really hard to talk and do this posture at the same time. Change the reverse. Turn. Turn to the left side of the room. Adjust your back foot. Twist your hips if you need to. Stretch up out of your waist. Tuck your chin in your chest and start rounding down. Bring your hips to the floor. You can separate a little bit. Bring your foot to your knee. You can bend your knee as much as you need to, but if you're doing that, try not to let your hip drop that much. You can bend your knee and keep rolling forward so that hip stays more level. Breathe. In out through your nose. Long exhales, shorter inhales. That's what happens with compression postures. Working our thyroid gland. And change the reverse. Come on back up. Turn to the front. Bring your feet back together. And drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. All right. Second set. Once again, inhale, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs. Step out to the right. Lift your toes and pivot to the right. Twist your hips, twist, twist, twist. Stretch up, tuck your chin, and round down. Forehead to knee. And I have noticed in the videos where it says we're turning one direction, it looks, if you're viewing it, it looks like we're doing the opposite. I guarantee you I'm doing it the right way. It just transposes it, I think, when it films. Or I hope so. What is it? And one day you can have your hands together in prayer and arms above your head and your foot to your knee. That's an epitome of the final finishing touches on this posture. Breathe. Change on the reverse, coming back up. Turn. And one more turn. Adjust your back foot. Stretch up. Tuck your chin into your chest. Leave it there. Squeeze your head in between your arms and slowly round down. Forehead to knee. Breathe. Change. Reverse, come on back up. Turn. Bring your feet back together. And now drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. That thyroid gland is a flat-shaped gland. It kind of wraps underneath your chin and around your esophagus a little bit. It's responsible for your metabolism, your body temperature, the growth rate of your hair and nails. It's a really good thing to really flush out over time. Hi, Zero. All righty. Our final posture is going to be a tree-toe combo. Stand up straight, shoulders back, chin up, chest open. If you want to go into toes down, please feel free. Otherwise, shift your weight to your left leg and up to your right. Grab my knees by the toes. Bring your right hand in prayer. Breathe. Once again, for those of you who may not know, prayer is the thumb knuckle is on your sternal notch, where your rib cage comes together underneath your sternum. Right there. Breathe. And if you have knee issues, your knee can be straight out. It doesn't have to be all the way down. It's more about the hip joint rather than the knee joint. So, breathe. And change to the reverse. Come on back up. If you're in a toe stand. And trees, come on and change. Breathe. Shift your weight to your right leg and up to your left. Grab my knees by the toes. Let the knee just do what it wants to do. Bring your left hand in prayer. Breathe. And if you have a hip that's kind of dropped over to the side, try to squeeze that glute a little bit more, and it'll lift that left hip up ever so slightly. So your two hips in one line and two shoulders in one line as well. Breathe. Toe stand, come on back up if you're down. And now everybody change. On the reverse, stand up straight, roll your shoulders back one final time. Let's go down to the floor for Savasana. Savasana, Shavasana is the same thing. Dead body pose. You want your heels kind of close together. Toes just flopped open to the side. Palms facing up into receiving position. Breathe. Hi, Steph. Find your spot above you. And let your belly rise and fall. Breathe. If you have music playing while we're practicing this morning, hey, it's quite all right. It's your space. You can have it however you like. Breathe. A few more deep breaths. And now let's start the floor series when we're leaving poses up first. Inhale, bend your right knee up. Interlace your fingers towards below your kneecap. Pull your knee out to the side, then down toward your shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Tuck your chin deeply into your chest. Elbows in close to your body. Chin tucked. Try to bring that left shoulder down a little bit if it's rolled up. Extend that left foot back toward your face, left heel toward your back wall. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change. Slowly reverse. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Whoa, exhale, out to the left and down toward your shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Elbows staying close to your body, both shoulders on the floor, chin tucked. Extend that right heel toward the back wall, right toes back to your face. Exhale, pull and stretch. Pull and stretch. Pull and stretch. And change. So the reverse, inhale, bring both legs up. Give yourself a big hug. You can grab wherever you can. Maybe it's your elbows. Maybe it's your forearms. Maybe it's your wrists. Maybe it's your fingertips. Whatever feels good for you today. I like to be able to feel my tailbone as close as possible and the tops of my hips. So I have to release my grip a little bit in order to accomplish that. I think that's much more effective for me and how I approach this posture within my practice. Exhale and push. Exhale, push. And change. So the reverse, relax, release, Savasana, breathe. Let me do the second set, orienting to the other side. Second set, inhale, bend your right knee up. Inhale, your fingers 2 inches below your kneecap. Pull your knee out and then down. Keeping your chin tucked deeply into your chest. Elbows in close to your body. That heel toward your front wall or back wall. Toes to your face. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change. The reverse. Inhale, bend your left leg up. Exhale, out to the side, then down toward the shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Extending that right heel toward the back wall. Right toes back to your face. Hey, Maynard. Once again, pull a little bit harder with your right bicep to keep that right shoulder firmly planted on the floor as you tuck your chin into your chest. Exhale, push and pull. High. And change to the reverse. Inhale, bring both legs up once again. Now, this is where I want to illustrate. Sometimes if you grab your elbows, it kind of lifts your hips up off the floor. And try your best, if you can, to keep them down as close to the floor as possible. That may mean relaxing your grips a little bit. And remember to push your knees a little bit down towards your belly button rather than up towards your shoulders. Exhale, push. Exhale, push. Maynard loves this posture. He always comes to visit me when I'm in this posture. And change. So the reverse, relax, release, Savasana, breathe. All righty, it's now time for our first sit-up. If you have any back issues today, just come on over and roll over onto your stomach. Otherwise, flex your feet or bend your knees. You want to do yoga? Come on up, stretch up, touch your toes, exhale twice. Come around onto your stomach for the spine strengthening series. All righty. Cobra's up first. Bring your fingertips in line with your shoulders, elbows in close to your body. Chin on the towel. Get ready. Inhale, lift up, working our lower spine. Chin up. Eyes up toward your ceiling, elbows in close to your body. Fingertips in line with your shoulders, squeezing your glutes, engaging your whole lower spine, and change. On the reverse, come on down, chin down, and look to the right. Left your on the towel, arms down by your side. Breathe. Second set. Fingertips in line with your shoulders, elbows in close to your body. Chin on the towel, get ready. Inhale, lift up. Look up, squeeze those glutes. Top of your feet firmly planted on the floor, engaging that whole lower spine. Eyes up, chin up. And change. So reverse, chin down, And look to the left. Right on the top, arms down by your side. Breathe. All right. You want to do that too? Okay. Let's do Cobra. Arms underneath the shoulders. Lift your hips and arms underneath your body. Palms facing your floor. Now point your right toes like the right leg. Lift the right leg back to the back wall, up to the ceiling. You want your two hips in one line. If you can, work your upper part of our spine. Point your toes like your leg. And change the reverse. Point your left toes like the left leg. Lift the left leg back and up. You only want to try and keep your hip off your hand, but keeping the hips in line with one another. Change to the reverse. Now mouth down, kiss the towel, readjust your arms even closer underneath you. Get your elbows touching. Get ready. Inhale, lift both legs up. Try to get your hips off your hands. Don't worry too much about what your legs are doing. They'll come and straighten out eventually. Change to the reverse. Legs down, arms out. And look right. Left your on the towel, breathe. Really, when you see people with their legs way up in the air and scorpion with over their heads touching their feet touching the top of their head, that requires an enormous amount of shoulder, upper spine flexibility. That's what we're trying to work on, but lots of us get stuck with getting those darn hips up. Once that's accomplished, then it becomes a little bit more trying to work into the upper spine. Let's try it again. Locust, lift your hips, slide your hands way underneath your body. Palms facing the floor. Punch your right toes like the right leg, lift the right leg back and up. Punch your toes like your leg. Change to the reverse. Punch your left toes like the left leg, lift the left leg back and up. Breathe. Change. Mouth down, kiss the towel, readjust. Get the air moving. Inhale, lift both legs up. Roll the weight into your elbows, into your shoulders. Lift up. Stretch. Change. Woohoo. Legs down, arms out. And look to the left. Woohoo. I don't know about you, but I'm always happy when that posture is over. Breathe. All righty, moving on. Full locust, working the middle part of our spine. Arms out, shoulder height, all fingers together. I can see. Feet together as well. Inhale, lift everything up in the air. Chin up, chest up, legs up, stretch up. Eyes up. Look up, stretch up. And change. So reverse chin down. And look to the right. Left ear on the towel. Breathe. All righty, second set. Arms out. Chin on the towel. Squeeze your legs together. Get ready. Inhale, lift up. Everything up. Eyes up. Shoulder blades coming back together behind you. And change. So reverse chin down. And look left. Breathe. All right, floor bows up next. Bend your knees, grab your feet from the outside where your shoelaces would be, and do try to bring your knees together behind you as well as your feet together. Keep your head down before you pick your legs up. Once you feel them coming up, lift your chin and your chest up and look up and stretch up. Oh, stretch up, look up. Breathe. As I've mentioned before, I do find this posture really, really difficult without the heat. Keep kicking and looking up. One day you may see your feet and your toes coming up over the top of your head. You're lucky if that happens. And change. The reverse, come on back up. Come down rather. Everything down and look to the right. Breathe. Check this out. Turn the towel, bend your knees, bring them together if they can, bring your feet back together behind you, head down on the floor, just kick your legs up. Once you feel your legs coming up, then you can lift your chin and your chest up and look up and stretch up. Otherwise, if you lead with your upper body, first, it can kind of throw the weight back a little bit, and that kind of keeps your hips a little bit further down. You want to lead with your hips so you can actually get them up off the floor a little bit more. Then look up. Stretch. I found that's the most effective way. And change. So reverse chin down. And look left. Breathe. All right. Time for fixed firm. Come up to the top of your mat and towel if you're not already there. Separating your knees as wide as you need to be. And if you have knee issues or it's not feeling really good, you can have one leg forward, one leg back. I call this a hurdler stretch. Or it's also called a half saddle in other lineages of yoga. And go back one elbow at a time, back of the head down, shoulders down, grabbing opposite elbows over your head. Breathe. We do have time for 2 sets today. Breathe. If you're walking a lot these days as your form of exercise, take the opportunity to do this stretch. If you can't do it every day, at least try to do it every couple of days. It really stretches out your hamstrings, stretches out your ankles, stretches out your quads, most importantly, and change. Hands to your back, slowly come back up. Using your elbows, shoulders, release your knees, turn around onto your backs for Savasana. Breathe. Oh, it's time for another set. Flex your feet. Arms above your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Nose to knees. Come around now. Second set. Fixed firm. If you had one leg forward in the first set, try the other leg forward if you need to in the second set. And once again, go back one elbow at a time. Back of the head down, shoulders down. Grabbing opposite elbows. Putting the opposite arm on top. Breathe. Just try to relax as you exhale. If you do feel tightness in any part of your body, the best advice is to send an exhale breath. Envision it where that tightness is, and send an exhale breath if you can right to that spot. It sounds kind of corny, but it does actually work. Change. So reverse, come on back up using your elbows and shoulders. Come up to the top of your mat and towel. Release your knees. Turn around onto your backs for Savasana. And once again, if you're still watching, at the beginning of the broadcast today, I asked if you notice anything unique about my broadcast today, make a note in the comments and I'll let you know if you're right. It's only one thing. Breathe. All right. And you have to be quite observant. Let's get ready. Come on up. Flex your feet, arms up over your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Shh. Come around now for our animal postures. Starting with half tortoise, sitting down at the back of your mat and towel, knees, heels, toes all the way together. If you have any back issues today, you can certainly start with your hands on your knees and slowly come forward. You end up like the same position as everyone else. You take the pressure off your lower back. Because coming up out of that posture is an intense stretch, a pull on your lower back. So be careful. Otherwise, inhale, arms up, stretch up, and slowly come forward. Keep your hips over your heels. And breathe. Stretching forward and stretching back. Once again, this is an opportune time to envision your spine breathing as you imagine creating space between each and every vertebral joint in your body. Exhale. Change to reverse, come on back up. Drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. Come up on your knees for camel. Separating them hip width distance apart. Hands to your back. Stretch up. Push-ups forward. Look across the ceiling. Find the back wall. And if you'd like to just this first set at least, without the heat, just keep pushing hips forward. Bring your elbows back. Open up your chest. Really, you should not be able to see your elbows on the outside. They should be directly behind you. Breathe. If you'd like to grab your heels, please feel free to do so at any point. But do try to keep your hips a little bit closer to the front of the room. And you don't sit back, way back into the posture. Opening up the hip joints, opening up your heart. Change. Hands are back up and down to your feet. Sit down. Breathe. Okay. Rabbit time. Put a towel on the back of your heels if you need for your grip. Otherwise, stretch up. Tuck your chin into your chest. Leave it there. Round back into yourself. Then bring your shoulders forward. Forward your knees. Top of the floor. Give it a good grip. Lift your hips way in the air. Change on reverse. Come on up. Chin over just last. Turn around onto your backs. And Savasana. Breathe. Another sit-up. Flex your feet, arms up over your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. For the second set, I think I'll do it in profile. Alrighty, hopefully everyone can see. Half tortoises up first. Inhale, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs, stretch up, and slowly come forward. Once again, you want to keep your hips on your heels and slowly come forward. Try to get your foot to the floor first and your baby fingers stretching forward. And exhale. If you do have tight hips, sometimes separating your knees a little bit can allow you to keep your hips down and stretch a little bit more your spine. Exhale. 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 Change to the reverse, come on back up. Arms down. Breathe. Second set of camel, come up on your knees. Hands to your back. Right, your lower back, the top of your glutes. Or maybe if you need a little bit more help, higher up on your upper spine to get that to bend a little bit more effectively. Put your hands there. It's all up to you. Try to bring your elbows back together, close as possible. Push hips forward, look across the ceiling. And grab your heels if you can. Hips forward. Hips forward, look back. Eyes down. Maybe you can see it cross your floor into the back of your mat and towel, all the while keeping hips forward. And change. So reverse, come on back up. And sit down. Breathe. All righty. Second set, rabbit. Now flip that towel over the back of your heels if you need it for your grip. Otherwise, stretch up, tuck your chin deeply into your chest, and then round back into yourself, curving your spine in. Bring your shoulders forward your knees, top of the floor, get a good grip, your hips way in the air. Hopefully my hips and knees are in one line. Change to the reverse. It's really hard to talk and do that posture, really. Breathe. Come around onto your backs. For Savasana. Breathe. And time for another center. Flex your feet, arms up overhead, inhale, come on up, stretch up, touch your toes, exhale twice. All righty. Simple leg stretching for your knee. You may have noticed on my sit-ups, I always bend my knees up. That's because in the past, I treat my lower back, and I'm always very cognizant of any kind of sit-ups, anything that could potentially, if I do it wrong, if I get to engage my core, that I could potentially re-engage that weak area. So I always bend my knees. It's kind of my mechanism to take care of myself. If that's you, always make sure that that's the case for you as well. Separate leg stretching. One set. Right leg out, sole the left foot on the right hand side. Inhale, arms up. Stretch up, turn, twist, round down. Grab over the ball of your foot. Bring your toes back to your fist. Bring your elbows down and forward to knee. Breathe. And if you're working on maybe your elbows are not quite down to the floor, or right, not quite attached to your calf muscle, then that's just a work in progress. Know that you need to target opening up your scapular bones behind you so you can curve and round down a little bit more. Change the reverse, come back up. Switch out your legs. Left leg out, right leg in. As usual, I tell everyone that sees my practice that this knee has had issues in the past. I broke my kneecap when I was in college, so it's always been a little bit tough to do things on that side. So I don't have my foot as high up on my thigh, and my leg isn't down to the floor. That's just a natural way it works on my body. If that's the case with you, please feel free. Otherwise, stretch up, turn, twist, round down. Once again, grabbing over your toes, bring your foot to your knees, elbows down, and exhale. Remember that the more you can bring your toes back to your face, especially that big toe, the more engages that plantar tendon that runs underneath your foot, and also your Achilles tendon that runs around your heel, which engages your hamstrings as well. As you contract your quads, that side should release, releasing your scapular bones behind you, elbows down, and change. So reverse, come on back up. Bring both legs out, scoot up a little bit and lie back. As soon as your shoulders lift, come on up, stretch up, touch your toes, exhale twice. Now, I'll turn in profile. So, bend your knees for the third part. Put your stomach on your thighs, leave it there. Grab your big toes with your middle and index fingers and walk your hips back. All the while, try to keep your stomach on your thighs and chest on your knees. If you can bring your heels forward, you can do that too if your hips get stuck, but try not to let your stomach come off your thighs. You want to keep your spine as straight as possible. Keep your chin forward, elbows down, grabbing your calf muscles as well. But if your spine's really straight, you can actually lift your elbows up and pull your spine and your forward to your big toes. Exhale and pull. Exhale and pull. Exhale and pull. Change to the reverse. Come on back up. Turn around onto your backs for Savasana. Breathe. All righty. Just a couple more steps. Flex your feet. Arms up over your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up. Touch your toes. Exhale twice. Spine twist. Now, if you have any knee issues, you can just extend that front leg forward. That would be your left leg on this side, or your left knee forward. Right ankle's over the left knee corner. Right arm's really close behind you. Left arm's up, over, and around. Use the elbow to push the knee back away. Stretch up, turn, twist. And if you have a mirror in front of you, then only your left shoulder should be visible. If you don't need that right hand behind you, you can pick it up and put it on your left inner thigh. That way you can use your elbow to lead the way around, pulling your shoulder around as you follow it with your chin. Elbow, shoulder, chin, elbow, shoulder, chin. Left hip on, right hip on the floor. Stretch, turn, twist. Woo! Nice. Change. Now extend the right leg forward or right knee forward. Left ankle over the right knee corner. Left arm's really close behind you. Really close to the small of your back. Right arm's up, over, and around. Use the elbow to push your knee back out of the way. Once again, right shoulder completely straight forward. Left shoulder completely behind. Stretch up, turn, twist. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe. Once again, if you don't need that hand behind you, you can pick it up. Grab your right inner thigh. And once again, let your elbow lead your shoulder, lead your chin. Stretch, turn, twist. Stretch, turn, twist. Stretch, turn, twist. Change to the reverse, come all the way around. Once again, lay down on your back for Savasana. Breathe. It's now time for our final sit-up. Flex your feet, arms up over your head. It'll come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Come around now. Our final breathing exercise. You can sit down, cross-legged easy pose. Underneath those toes all the way together. Whatever feels good to you. You can even sit with your legs straight out if you have any knee issues. It's all the same to me. It's what's right for you today. All righty. Remember, this is just a bunch of exhales, snapping your belly back to your spine. Let's get ready and begin. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. Second set's going to be just a little bit faster. And begin. Beautiful job, everyone. Please turn around onto your backs. Close your eyes. This is your final Savasana. Take your time this morning. If you have it, have a little bit of water. Close your eyes. Let your heart rate come down if it's still a little bit elevated from what you've done so far today. Just take some time right now for yourself, to honor what you've done these 75 minutes with me today, and just honor your being. Take your time. Think you have a great day. And no, I didn't get a haircut. I cut my own hair last week. All right. Have a great day, everyone. See you next time. you next time. Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope you're able to join me this morning. I'll wait for a couple of seconds while see if anyone is getting set up, ready to join me this morning. And if you find something that's a little bit unique about my video today, just let me know in the comments what you think that is. And the next time we see each other, I'll give you a special prize. It's something that's unique to today. So, hi Laura. Hope you're doing well. Hi Laura. And that's my Google clock saying it's 10 o'clock. So, why don't we get started this morning? Maybe other people will come and join us as we progress through our practice this morning. I hope you're all doing well. I'm practicing from my home this morning, and tomorrow I will try to be in the studio to see what that functionality all turned out to be like. All righty, so get yourself set up. Get yourself set up. Bring your feet together. Find a nice spot for you this morning. Feet together all the way. And Lauren, there's something unique about me today on my video. So, get them all my standards. Make sure I'm back to share screen. And let's begin. Go ahead and let your fingers all the way to the chin. Thumbs touch your thumb. And let's begin. Pull your calf up. Chin up. And then if you round your chin up and down, round and up. Back. Vision. The space that you're creating.
Connected on the wrong network. What do you mean? Which Wi-Fi is your phone connected to? Try connecting now. Huh? Try connecting now.
I mean it. Think you could do a yoga with me today?
Your book blew up. Your book